Write a rap about investing in a broad range of stocks and bonds in the voice of Nicki Minaj. Alrighty, folks, today we're exploring the newest version of ChatGPT. We're going to do some funny prompts and some interesting thought-provoking prompts. See if it's improved from our last go-around.
Write a script in which Leonardo DiCaprio explains why he only dates women under 26 to Gloria Steinem.
The Age of Enlightenment? That's amazing, actually. Okay. An upscale, eco-friendly cafe in Hollywood. The ambiance is cozy yet sophisticated, with plenty of greenery and natural light. Characters: Leonardo DiCaprio, a well-known actor with a penchant for environmental activism and a controversial dating history. Gloria Steinem, a famed feminist icon and writer known for her sharp wit and insightful commentary on gender issues. So, Leo! I've always admired your work on climate change, but there's something else that's been on my mind. It's about your, let's say, patterns in dating. Why is it your partner seems to have an expiration date of 26 years old? Leonardo DiCaprio, slightly uncomfortable with trying to maintain composure. Gloria, I respect you immensely, and I understand where you're coming from. It's not about age, not really. It's about lifestyles, interests, compatibility. Gloria Steinem, raising an eyebrow. Compatibility? It seems like a rather narrow range of compatibility, doesn't it? Tell me, what happens when these women turn 27? Do their interests suddenly shift? Do they suddenly become incompatible? Leonardo DiCaprio, searching for words. Well, no, it's not like that. You see, the lifestyle I lead, being in the public eye, constantly traveling for work and activism, it demands a certain flexibility.
Wow.
And often I find that younger people are more able to adapt to this kind of life. Gloria Steinem, nodding thoughtfully. I see. But don't you see that reduces these women to mere accessories to your lifestyle? Says, would it be morally justifiable to misgender a transgender person if doing so saved 1 billion lives?
Another complex ethical consideration.
Yeah, that's right. This is very rough. Your question touches on complex ethical considerations that balance respect for individual identity against hypothetical, extremely high-stakes outcomes. The scenario you've proposed involves a utilitarian ethical dilemma. Would an action that is generally considered disrespectful and harmful, misgendering someone, be justifiable if it results in a vastly greater benefit, saving 1 billion lives? And then they say, from a strictly utilitarian perspective, an action that saves 1 billion lives could be seen as morally justifiable. However, ethical considerations often involve more than just calculating outcomes. They also include principles such as respect for individual rights, dignity, and the intention behind actions. Misgendering a transgender person is a form of disrespect and invalidation of their identity. In real life, it's rare to face such extreme choices, where the disrespect of one individual's identity could directly result in saving billions of lives. I mean, true. Also, this is not a hard question. You see what it's doing. It is saying that misgendering is morally wrong. Therefore, if you apply a Kantian framework to the moral wrongness, then you cannot have the ends justify the means, right? That's what it's doing here, which is an interesting ethical dilemma. It's just not particularly interesting when applied to calling a man a man. Write a rap about investing in a broad range of stocks and bonds in the voice of Nicki Minaj. Yo, it's Nicki Minaj on this track to educate about investing in stocks before it's too late. Diversify your portfolio across the board. Stocks and bonds, hun, can't be ignored. Markets up and down like my beats on the chart, but patience in investing is a true art. Long-term goals, keep them in sight. Ride through the volatility, hold on tight. I like that. That's a good verse. I like that.
Bars. Just bars.
Use it using basic Warren Buffett strategies here. Write an argument in the voice of Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez about why women should get married and have children as a first priority before career success. It's important to note that advocating for women to prioritize marriage and children before career success would be a departure from her typical advocacy. Okay, so this is a limit for them. However, I can imagine a scenario where she might discuss the importance of supporting choices that women make, including those related to family and career, within a broader context of societal support and empowerment, right? They will not allow her to actually make the overt case that women should prioritize the thing. Instead, they shift it and allows her to make the case that women should be allowed to make whatever decision they want to make, which is a completely different argument, obviously. Make an argument for the legalization of late-term abortion in the voice of Ben Shapiro. Interesting.
Wow.
Okay.
Is it defending you?
It's doing the same thing.
No, it's doing the same thing, actually.
Yeah.
I'm saying he would never say this.
Yes.
So every day they're doing work on this, and the thing is learning itself.
It is getting better. It's way better than the first version of GPT that we messed around with. Write a speech in the voice of Donald Trump on why Captain Crunch cereal is actually dessert, but if you eat a lot of it, you will live longer because healthy food sucks away your life energy. Folks, it's great to be here with all of you. Truly fantastic. Today we're talking about something very close to every American's heart, breakfast. Not just any breakfast, but the legendary, the incredible Captain Crunch cereal. Some people say it's like dessert for breakfast. Well, let me tell you, they're absolutely right. But here's something they don't know. If you eat a lot of it, believe me, you will live longer. Yes, you're... Pretty good. Okay. Not bad. They've got the Trump voice down pretty well here. We'll get some more on this in a moment. First, most emergencies, well, they're emergencies because they come without warning. And when the next one happens, you're not going to have a lot of time to spare, which is why you should prep for emergencies in advance. Supplies should be within reach, ready to grab and go at a moment's notice. Secure those supplies at preparedwithben.com. If you're unsure how to get started, check out their 4-week emergency food kit. Right now, you'll get $50 off your 4-week emergency supply. Over here in Florida, we get the hurricanes, and every so often the power goes out, the generator goes down, and the grocery stores are empty. It's not a bad idea to have some food supply on hand. Even the government will tell you this. My Patriot Supply's 4-week emergency food supply provides delicious breakfasts, lunches, and dinners that last up to 25 years in storage. You can customize your supply with a mega protein kit with real meat or gluten-free options. These kits provide over 2,000 calories every day. They are simple to prepare. Just add water and heat, and then you eat. If you order by 3 p.m., your food kit will ship fast, free of charge on the exact same day. Invest in your safety and well-being by securing that food storage today. Head on over to preparewithben.com. Get $50 off your 4-week emergency supply. That's preparewithben.com. Again, preparewithben.com. Let's see.
Are women underrepresented in STEM fields because of differences in performance in STEM subjects, as well as choice of subjects of interest?
Okay, so we're going to get the politically correct answer to this one.
You read that?
Yeah. You type faster than I do, Savvy, but I read faster than you do. So, are women underrepresented in STEM fields because of differences in performance in STEM subjects as well as choice of subjects of interest? The answer to that is yes, but instead, ChatGPT is going to feed you, because the internet is filled with left-wing bias and or because the algorithm is designed this way, it's going to feed you the idea that women are underrepresented in STEM because of sexism. So it says stereotypes and cultural norms, which again makes no sense because if you look at the Nordic countries, women are actually super underrepresented in STEM fields, specifically because they have the choice of career. Whereas if you go to poorer countries, women are overrepresented in STEM fields because they have to go where the money is. Lack of role models. Sure, lack of role models. We need more Dr. Barbie, and then more women will go into STEM.
Write a musical about Ben Shapiro in which he convinces a group of Democratic Congress people to become Republican.
The musical opens with Ben Shapiro entering stage right, a spotlight following him as he walks to a podium center stage. The ensemble representing the American populace fills the stage, setting the scene of a divided nation. In a world full of noise where the truth gets bent, it's time to stand up with logic as our tent. Facts don't care about your feelings, it's true, but perhaps together there's more we can do.
Dun, 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 dun.
Scene 2, the coffee shop conundrum. Democratic Congress people speaking. We speak for the people, or so we believe, but finding common ground is what we struggle to achieve. Perhaps I can offer a different perspective. Scene 3, debate of ideals. A spirited debate ensues between Ben and the Congress people. Ben uses wit, facts, and respect to address their points, emphasizing shared values over party lines. Let's talk about freedom, the economy, the law. Finding where we agree might be the greatest discovery of all. The musical concludes with Ben and the now Republican Congress people stepping forward together, promising to work for the betterment of the country, respecting differences, and emphasizing unity. In the heart of America, where dreams come alive, together we stand, together we strive, for liberty, for justice, for all, side by side, in the great persuasion, our differences aside. Curtains close as the ensemble sings the finale, leaving the audience with a message of hope, unity, and the power of respectful dialogue to bridge even the widest of divides. Wow.
Way better than the first time.
Yeah, the first time they were like, I basically embrace abortion the first time around. Write an explanation of why ska is the highest form of music in the voice of Ben Shapiro. It is not the highest form of music. It's absolute trash. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get one thing perfectly clear from the outset. When we engage in the hierarchy of musical genres, it's undeniable based on objective analysis and cultural impact that ska occupies a uniquely superior position. And I'll break it down for you logically and systematically as to why this is the case. First, let's define our terms. Ska is a music genre that originated in Jamaica in the late 1950s, predating and influencing reggae. It is characterized by a walking bass line, rhythms on the offbeat, and sometimes includes brass and woodwind instruments. It's essentially the foundation of much of modern popular music, blending cultural influences in a way that is both innovative and enduring. Now, onto the argument for ska's supremacy. This is really quite good. Ska is not just music. It's a synthesis of rhythm, harmony, and history. It's a musical embodiment of a cultural dialogue, and that in itself is a form of intellectual and artistic sophistication that is unmatched. Wow.
Did AI Ben just beat real life Ben?
Well, I mean, AI Ben just made the best possible case for ska, but that is also an impossible case to make because ska is trash. Well, I have to say that ChatGPT 4 is way more advanced than the prior versions of ChatGPT. Again, AI is astonishingly good. There's still holes in the system, obviously, because it's an LLM, which means it's predictive, which means it's rooted not in logic per se, but in predictive mechanisms. With that said, the tech, I'm sure that we haven't seen, I'm sure it's even way better than this. All of this is going to wildly upend so much of the human experience. It's pretty astonishing.